I am Inuki and this is Inuki TV. We're doing some Let's Play Men of War Assault Squad type of stuff where I play the game and commentate over, what happens. So this is me, blue on the map. You can see me there moving up on the left hand side completely on my own. My entire team just leaves me to take care of the entire left hand side by myself. That's never a good move. Never put too much faith into Inuki. That's just going to fail so much, but we'll see what happens. I enjoyed this game. I'm casting it because something very specific happened in the game and it was just the highlight for me. I have to show it, but that happens somewhere halfway through the video. So, obviously this isn't a live game. I've recorded it. I'm commentating over the back of it, so it's going to be kind of confusing for me as well, not being able to see around the battlefield. But I shall do my best because the last video that I did like this, you were complaining, oh, why did you comment over the top of it? Well, I just thought, it's something to watch if you really wanted something to watch. But early engagements already here. I'm completely out of position. The British, I am playing as the Germans. We're against the Commonwealth. They have positions behind heavy cover, so it's going to be very difficult for me. I have these two guys here hoping to get a good grenade flank because they are rather grouped up. I do lose 3 guys. I don't remember telling them to stay there. I thought I told them to go back because they were quite out of position. Sandbags take a lot longer to deploy now, so never a good idea to stay there and take incoming fire whilst trying to put sandbags up. May as well just retreat. No point losing any guys. But you can see I lose 1 soldier. I try and get this guy sneaking up behind the wall to toss a grenade. Annoyingly though, when you throw a grenade behind cover, you are revealed. Apparently throwing grenades isn't silent, so I managed to take out 2 guys, that's good enough, but he does get spotted, and an AI automatically throws a grenade there. Not exactly the best start. I've lost half of my squad already, but I am by myself on the left-hand side. I didn't even bother contesting the central left-hand position. The reason for that is because I want to make sure that no one sneaks around on the far left-hand side, since I did start on the far left-hand position. So it is my duty to make sure that no one comes past there, and that's exactly what I do. Unfortunately, I'll lose the other half of my squad, so I can't exactly push into the left or anywhere, really. So, yeah, I do buy another infantry squad. I do get 80 infantry, and look, there's a guy here. What a surprise, someone snuck through this point that someone else is really meant to take care of, so I do mention it. I try and find my team talk button. I struggle with that, and just look at the amount of bullets going into this building. It's quite insane. I do manage to sneak some guys around there and trip some grenades and deal with that. As I'm just saying to my teammates, I don't know why I was thinking that. Trying to get them to attack that central left position or something like that. So I get some more sandbags down here, trying to shut off anyone from sneaking past here, since apparently that's my job now. I've got vision on the far left-hand side, so that's okay for now. I've got my 80 infantry prowling around, so I should be able to take care of any vehicles if they come along. It will be difficult, but it's better than nothing. And I've got the 2nd infantry squad now that can just push up around about here and, again, just make sure no one slips by and flanks us. At the moment, sure, I'm not winning that side of the map, but it is me against basically 2 guys. 2 guys on our side, on the far right-hand side, are doing well. They are pushing up. They might be able to take those areas. And, I see this, I've seen this quite a lot in Company of Heroes, or, a few games of Men of War that I've had. People seem to think that they're losing, when in actual fact it's sort of basically the distribution of players and where they are. On my side of the map, if I hold my point and lightly contest them, forcing them to defend more, it means they can't take the area that I own, whilst on the opposite side of the map, we're taking all of their zones. So we're, even though I'm basically losing my side of the map, we're winning in other areas of the map. So overall, it's a win, and I'm doing my job. That's all I need to do. I just need to stop them, prevent them, and keep them busy from attacking. So I stick 2 guys into this building, SMG soldiers, being kind of optimistic though, because I'm just expecting any sort of British soldier to run by and get gunned down in the back. I don't think that happens at all. I was, like I said, just being very optimistic. I also bring in a veteran sniper, which will help me take off some of those guys, as well as give me vision against anyone who's behind a wall, so I know that they're there. I also move this Panzer guy up. stick him on return fire. I don't want him to reveal his position until a vehicle comes. It's very important to do. You can also do that with packs and stuff, because revealing your location can often lose you a Panzer or a pack. You know, wait until something gets close and then fire at it. So there's my vet sniper just behind the sandbags next to the machine gun. I also bring in this Panzer III, hoping to make a light assault on this area, just scattering some HE shells into the buildings and behind cover. It's going to be a difficult shot though, because it's basically flat ground. Maybe the wrong decision here, and I'm not the best person with vehicles, but at the very least this is going to force a response from my enemy. They're going to have to buy something to take care of this, which means they're not saving up. And that to me is a good idea. You can see my HE shells. Oh, this always happens. I always miss. I hate it. I can miss like 5-6 times in a row. It's annoying as hell. I don't know if you get it. Honestly, only ever seems to happen to me, but I'm sure it happens to everyone else. I'm direct controlling this sniper, trying to get some targets, as well as direct controlling this, firing some HE shells. I begin firing at the church. I do manage to luckily get one guy, so I fire at the other windows. The statue is just made of something not destructible. It doesn't die. Bringing in the Volksturm as well. I love cheap infantry. I rarely use expensive infantry. I just like to, support cheap infantry with vehicles or something. But I stick all these behind the wall. I try and get 3 guys into the zone, neutralize it. A hail of gunfire. Wow, that's loud. I try and split these guys up, but they're dying before I can even split them up. And then they get hit by a grenade and just completely evaporize and disintegrate a monitor. So I begin splitting these guys up, because apparently my enemy is capable of chucking grenades, so I don't want them to be all wiped out by a single grenade. So remember to split your infantry up. That's a good idea. Try and get some good coverage. This isn't exactly the best coverage right now, but I am sort of getting very close to the zone. That's all I need to do. I'm chucking a grenade into the zone. There's someone else into the zone as well, because I'm not neutralizing it. I can see one more soldier as well, just on the right hand side of that plaza area. So I try and move my Panzer III around to get a good shot at him without revealing his location and whereabouts, because I'm expecting, honestly, I'm expecting some sort of AT gun down this road getting a good side shot on me. I would not want to lose the Panzer III. It would be a huge loss for me. So, I'm very cautious. I managed to sneak a Volksturm round in here, giving me some more sight. Didn't manage to get a grenade into the window, but, I was kind of hoping for a lucky shot there. I did move my Panzer Shrek guy up into the bushes as well. I think I bought a second one too, just making sure I'm very, very, equipped to take out any vehicles. But I do manage to use this as well to take out the side of the building. Why not? I've got enough Panzer Shrek rockets, and these things are highly effective against buildings, as you can see. Making use of the versatility of your weapons on the field is just awesome. One thing that I notice people don't use rocket jeeps for example, is taking out buildings. They are freaking awesome for taking out buildings. You can just drive straight up to a building, fire 2 shots into it, and then drive back, and you've just basically easily solved the problem. And then you've still got a vehicle for later when you want to take out enemy vehicles lightly. That's so useful, but just never really used for buildings, Panzer Shreks and rockets also good for infantry. Would you believe it? Clusters of infantry, you get a lucky shot, it annihilates them. It is just the most beautiful sight to ever see. It's also good for taking out cover, just like hard cover and rocks, stuff like that. But anyway, it looks like the enemy is now pressing on this left-hand side, because I haven't been attacking. So, yeah, of course, if you're not attacking, the enemy's going to go, well, he's not attacking, well, maybe I should attack. See what he's got. He's probably not attacking because he's slightly defended. And that's often the case. You're probably focusing elsewhere. So, here's a mistake. I used my Panzer III to try and take out this Matilda, and I learned something very valuable here. Panzer IIIs aren't the best thing to take out Matildas, not from any direction. I'm engaging this head on. I'm seeing that my enemy is fairly freaking confident about taking my Panzer III, because he's rolling, trying to get closer to it. That says to me, oh, maybe my Panzer III isn't the best thing to take out this Matilda. He seems very confident that he can take out mine without blowing up. So, I begin backing away. He also begins backing away. I think he might have been a little bit curious to what might be lurking behind the sandbags, maybe 80 infantry. You know, you just don't know, playing cautiously. I respect that in my opponent. I try and get a good flank shot though now, because I notice I can't take a shot from the front. So I try and take it from the side. I've been told that Matilda's side and rear armor is actually pretty good. But I try it anyway. I'm learning stuff here. I'm also learning that the AI is being seriously retarded. I tell you to face that way, you idiot. Only one more soldier left in here now. He gets out. I begin repairing. I don't hesitate to get a Pack 40. I also bring in a half-track to get this into the field quickly because I really need it. I also need infantry as well to make sure well, I'm sure I'm going to lose these guys behind the sandbags. Already one grenade going behind here, and he just does the most stupidest thing ever. He runs to the opposite side of the sandbags. I do have a few soldiers to try and hold off this attack. I just have to delay my enemy from moving up on this side whilst I sort of get my fixtures in place. Get a few more infantry here to repel this attack. And hopefully I should be fine, but, you know, right now I'm trying to contest 2 zones on the side of the map against 2 guys, so, you know, their manpower against mine, they've got so much, I have so little. But as I said, I only have to hold my zone. I only have to hold off and fend off the enemy, and I shall be fine because the guys on the opposite side of the map, we have the center, we have the 2 spots on the right, they're still pushing up. So we are ahead, we're scoring, that's all that matters. The second reason I also brought in a half-track to carry this Pack 40 is because it's going to be pretty good against infantry as soon as I annihilate that tank. So as soon as that tank is gone, I should be able to bring in my half-track and take care of the infantry, just the leftovers. By the way, before I recorded this, I did ask for some questions, and I got not many questions. I thought I was going to expect more, and all of them were about the tournament. Yes, the tournament at the moment is not really doing anything because players have not played their game, and there's nothing I can do about that. Players have to play their game, and okay, if it was 1 team, if it was 2 teams, fair enough, I could just disqualify them and get the hell on with the tournament. 3 entire games were not played, which basically means Shotter wins. And screw that, this tournament is just for fun. It's not a serious tournament, there's no money involved, there's no prizes. So we can take our time a little bit. I'm having to be annoyingly less strict now. I can't help it. But hopefully some guys will get their game soon. If not, well, we'll just see what happens. But at the moment, I am currently busy with other stuff, and pow! Eat that! Pack 40 in your face, Matilda. Yeah, you can't handle that. You can't handle the Pack 40 round. Screw you. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember him saying that. I saw a YouTube video of just the best Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes at them of all time, and it just made me want to go back and watch them all. All those beautiful movies, at least the ones with the guns in, that was just epic. But anyway, that aside, getting back to the game, I need to bring some infantry behind these sandbags quickly. Half-track coming in to take care of anything that I can't see. Hopefully nothing contesting that. I don't really think about what could contest it. Apparently there's an AT rifle here, so I do begin retreating it. Also a Daimler just comes out of nowhere, it starts darting down this road. But if you remember, I do have 2 Panzer Shreks around here, so this is not a problem. I remember I've got one here. I completely forget I've got a second one in that bush. 2 Panzer Shreks in a short space. Was I equipped with that? Hell yeah. I saw that the Panzer Shrek took a shot. I want to take a second shot to make sure it was completely dead, no infantry got out. And it just wouldn't happen. That guy would not fire, and I was really persistent in trying to get that fire, and then eventually I just gave up. I don't know why, but quite often in this game, I was giving commands to my soldiers, and they weren't doing it. And this was really annoying. You can see there's a little bit of lag right now. I probably shouldn't have spotted that, because you're going to be like, oh, why is it lagging? I hate lag. Especially recording it with lag. Oh, that's got to be the most annoying thing at all. Again, I forget that AT rifle's there. I make a short, swift, loopy round just to take care of that infantry because I was, again, annoyed at my half-track not being able to see that soldier there beforehand. He really should have seen it. His vision was there, but, you know, whatever happens, happens. You deal with it when it comes. You can't dwindle on your mistakes. If you do that, you will lose. There's no point. I remember day 9 saying this, and I was actually astounded by someone else thinking exactly like I do. If you lose something, if you lose like your Panzer III or your squad of infantry, there is no point going, oh, if I just did that, why didn't I do that? Oh, if only I had this infantry squad now, I could have done this. No, no point. That squad's gone. You have to look at the board and figure out what's going to win you this game now. How are you going to get back into this game? What will make your opponent struggle and all that sort of stuff. Think about what you can do, not what you have done and what you could have done if you had the stuff that you had beforehand. Guarantee you're going to lose stuff in this game. Stuff always dies. Every single time I play this game, I'm always like, right, I'm going to buy a half-track, I'm going to make it survive the entire game. I'm going to buy this Daimler, I'm going to make it survive the entire game. But, of course, that's kind of a bad idea in itself as well, because that's eating up CP, and maybe that Daimler won't be useful the entire game. I would love to see a game where someone makes all their stuff survive and wins the game, because chances are they just aren't equipped late game to take care of anything. It would really be impressive, but I just don't see it happening. Again, I think I told this half-track to move up 3 freaking times. Go support on that flag. Go now, and it didn't move. It got stuck, so I used direct control to freaking push it out of its damn stupid mindset. And then I tell it to move there. That tends to work. Then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I can see 80 infantry firing at me. I can see a flak... no, a 3.7-inch cannon somewhere, so I'm positioning my half-track just behind this building, trying not to get it shot. You can see an AT rifle pings off the front armor there. Again, just trying to retreat, trying to get this machine gun in place to take care of that infantry and support. I think I did point out to this Nashorn, my idiotic teammate, that there is a goddamn stupid mega awesome cannon which could take it out there. It's just looking left and right. I don't know what it's trying to aim at. In fact, I don't even know why it's there. There's nothing for it to take out. Of course, I'm not paying attention to the center. I also forgot to mention that I brought in a mortar. Mortars are excellent, by the way, especially if you can get them early on in the game and make them survive all the way out. Support them with Panzer Shreks as well. Make sure, if you've got static emplacements like machine guns and mortars, having a Panzer Shrek nearby or any sort of bazooka is just awesome, because your opponent always tries to run in with a freaking light vehicle and crush it, and they just lose more than, you know, what they would have taken out. It's just the best thing you can ever do. 80 infantry is cheap as hell. Why not get it? If you're looking to enhance your play and you don't use bazookas early game, try that. It is freaking amazing. I get these guys off the mortar because of Tetrarch, robot Tetrarch, trying to crush me and take out the Nashorn. But again, you can see the effectiveness of having these Panzer Shreks dotted around. Easy victory for me. But as I was saying, Panzer Shreks or bazookas early game, if you're not using them, try it, because honestly, you taking out vehicles early game just with a rocket of some sort is just such an advantage for you. They weigh something, you continue on with your rocket soldiers. Hell, if you can be aggressive with your bazooka soldiers as well, you just don't need vehicles. You can just go in with infantry and you're completely fine. You can have more infantry on the field. So, you know, try that. Just, you know, play for fun. Just say, maybe in this game I'm not going to buy vehicles. You know, I'm going to improve my infantry play. I may lose, but I shall learn something. Don't always play this game with the mindset of, I just want to win. You know, take it as an opportunity to learn stuff. Just have fun. That's what unranked games are for. I always play unranked. I don't, you know, just have fun. That's basically it for me. If you're losing, just have fun. Go crazy. Go mental. If your team entirely sucks, go crazy. Spam jeeps. Get rocket guys into jeeps. Drive up to tanks. Pull them out. Put mine soldiers into jeeps, then try and mine around a tank. Something just absolutely balmy. It's all good fun. This is the kind of stuff you can do in this game. And hell, if you can record yourself doing that and then post it onto YouTube, even better. I would love to see all that stuff in a big compilation video. Big compilation video of like bloopers of people screwing up from stupid things like placing mines around tanks. So I do bring in a Nebelwerfer because I really think this is going to bring a lot to the battlefield, because there's a lot of bushes on that left hand side, a lot of places where infantry can be lurking, and I just don't want to run in there with infantry. I just want to shell the crap out of it and then move up with infantry. You can see my teammate hasn't learned his lesson, So I do a little bit of a witty comment. Sometime soon, I think he should realise there's a 3.7 inch there. Using your memory to try and realise where stuff is on the battlefield and then not entering the zone. It's just very important. There's no point running in. It's like that guy who lost his Daimler. He lost it to a Panzer sword. He should have known that there was more Panzer there. Maybe it was his teammate that sent in the Tetrarch. I'm not sure who's sending in what. But again, sort of communication and memory is invaluable information. I think I've said this before, and you can see me doing it in this game. Just ping the map like crazy. If you see something, it doesn't have to be particularly important to anyone on the field. And by that I mean just because there's like a flamethrower on my side of the map, and that flamethrower is not going to go to the other side of the map, and it's not really important. Just ping it, because stuff like a 3.7 inch is important to people. Stuff like bazooka soldiers' positions is important. They might go there, and by doing that you're alerting your teammates to possible threats on the field, and they won't make that mistake like the opponents did by running in a Tetrarch and a Daimler into stuff that, you know, they didn't really need to take that much. But oh well, that's an advantage for me, so I'm quite happy to take that. At the moment I'm holding this side. The half track brings in the Nebel because, you know, making use of everything and making use of the versatility of stuff. Half track can get stuff into the field a lot faster. I'm lining up a lot of soldiers. I've also got some Brandenburg there because they're great assault troops. Although they work a little bit better in urban environments, they're still strong infantry for pushing. You can see my teammate now is being useful. Hell yeah, he is pushing into this zone and taking it, and I can definitely help him with that because I have the mortar. The mortar's going to take care of any infantry behind cover. The Volksturm, I don't understand why he had to run in a whole squad. You know, just run in a few because chances are they're all going to get hit by a single grenade. My veteran sniper, my second veteran sniper, is on this left-hand side, covering this open field. So I'm about ready for a big assault. You know, here's some of my fun. I'm thinking double half-track push is going to be freaking awesome. You know, I don't think it's going to be effective, but I just thought double half-track push with loads of infantry. This sounds like an awesome thing to record. We're going to do that. It's going to be super effective. I'm going to charge in there and take the whole entire of the map with these half-tracks. Hell yeah, I am. Don't drive over my sandbags, you incompetent fool driver. Again, forgetting there's an AT rifleman around here. My sniper's locked him on. Doesn't get a good shot though. How annoying of him. Ah, frustration. So I begin nebbling this area because look, it's just littered with targets. Two guys go down. Some rockets seem to be missing. Ah, damn rockets. But now is the time for infantry to move in. Artillery is an effective assault weapon. Defortify the position of the enemy. Then they have to bring in reinforcements to replace that. All that time, you're pushing in with your infantry, taking their hard cover. It's possibly the most standard procedure of an attack. You can see my flamethrower here. A huge chunk of the wall gets taken out by enemy artillery, and they're just like running back like, no, don't run into the bomb. Oh god, you'll explode and burn all the buildings, and I've got guys in there. Oh, that would be horrible. And you can see how easy it is just to run up to these walls now that I've fired artillery. You can see there's double universal carrier. Oh my god, my enemy was well prepared for this. Judging by the universal carriers, I can probably say the enemy has at least 2 artillery pieces somewhere. So I have to be kind of wary of that because my Nebel isn't going to be able to take care of that. I do want my Nebel to take care of the 3.7 inch, allowing my vehicles to support the infantry. You know, just taking out stuff to allow my stuff to live, and then I can push in with it. So at the moment I can only push with infantry because I've taken out most of their infantry. I can take some of their cover. If I take out that 3.7 inch, then I can, ooh, juicier target. I was going to take out my, use my Nebel to take out the 3.7 inch, and I thought, hell, yeah, I want that land mattress because that is about 11,000 manpower. A lot better to take that out than to take out the 3.7 inch. Also, that's going to devastate my infantry, but I'm just thinking way too optimistic. The Nebel range is so short in comparison to other artillery. that I should have just went for the 3.7 inch when I had the chance. So, unfortunately, things are kind of not looking great for the attack on the left-hand side. They looked good, and then just lots of stuff of mine died. But no matter, I still tried to push that area. I did take out a lot of infantry there, and I didn't lose much. I moved my mortar back because that's being artillery. I bring in my flamethrower to support my friendly. Always awesome to support your friendly. If they have a bulk of infantry, just solid infantry, SMGs, rifles, squad leaders, grenades, and stuff like that, and you can just bring in one flamethrower, one bazooka guy, just one soldier and direct control him, you can be really effective. I burn a load of soldiers. I tried to get in closer. Unfortunately, that's poor flamethrower guy just gets nailed by a rifle shot. No matter though, I did burn all those buildings. I've stopped infantry from approaching behind that cover for a short period of time. And we are holding on to that zone, and that's all we need. We need to hold on to these zones, and we shall become the victors of the game. Now those infantry should be split up a little bit more. You can see I'm splitting up my infantry into left, centre, right. That's just a standard sort of split. Sometimes you split them into 4, sometimes you get a massive line if you have the time. Sometimes it just lags like crap and you can't do anything and you just quit, and it's like, why do people join games when the freaking computer's made of wood? Do you not understand how infuriating it is for the other 15 people that you have joined an 8v8 game with? And I see a tank here, and I'm going to stick a Panzer in the building, and then I notice my AI teammate, is actually pretty smart, and he also has a Panzer there, hiding inside the building, waiting for the opportunity to strike that vehicle, not running round to take it from the front, because he will just be gunned down by the Hull machine gunner, and that would be awful. Now, it's kind of important to keep my Nebel in the cloak of shadows, because if I reveal it, it will most likely get bombed if my enemy has an ounce of intelligence. They have at least 2 25-pounders, maybe bigger ones. I can't remember what the bigger, next one up artillery is for the Commonwealth. But they also have a land mattress. They definitely have artillery superiority. So I have to be very cautious with my infantry. I have to be very cautious with my artillery. That is the primariness of focus cementation for me at the moment. Vehicles, I don't have any vehicles, so it doesn't really matter. But that 3.7 inch is the only thing that's going to cause a problem. But I don't have any strong infantry at the moment. Again, you can see Panzer hiding, waiting for the right opportunity, denies vehicles from pushing in. This is not how you use tanks. You can say, oh, Inuki, you did freaking awesome there. You've just got the best thing ever. You've got Panzer behind buildings. You've got them in the right place. You're stopping this tank, you're stopping that tank, you're destroying this. But in all honesty, it is the stupidity of my opponents that's destroying them. Charging in with tanks before infantry. Infantry exists for a reason. Get sight, find out what's in the field before you bring in big expensive tools of destruction to your opponent, because they're probably going to die from stuff that you cannot see. You need to see it first before you bring in tanks. Tanks are excellent support weaponry, especially that Centurion that we saw a few moments ago. There's absolutely no reason why it needs to sit there. It has massive range. If you're going to assault it, make sure shed loads of infantry are in front of it to protect it. You don't want to lose that to a bazooka shot. It would be the most disappointing thing ever. You can also see that I am correct in my hypothesis that there is infantry lurking in the bushes all the time, and that's why my Nebel exists, to deal with all those infantry there. And the only thing that's really going to take care of that infantry inside, besides the artillery, is just expensive infantry, and I don't really have expensive infantry. I have Volkswagen and regular infantry. I don't know why. I should really start playing with expensive infantry more, but the way I see it, I tend to lose expensive infantry, and then I go, oh, that's a shame. I should have just got cheap infantry. I would have been less disappointed when they died. I don't give a crap if my 60 manpower Volkswagen die, but if my 350 paratroopers, they die, it's infuriating. They get wiped out by artillery. I don't want them to be wiped out by artillery. Another good trick, by the way, if you're going to push in with expensive infantry, and you know your enemy has artillery, move in with a big bulky squad of Volksturm first. Say to your opponent, hey, look at these 8, 10, 16, 20, 100 guys approaching you. You so want to use artillery for that, don't you? And then he does, and he blows up all your Volksturm. And then you push in with expensive infantry. You've bought yourself a little bit of breathing room with your expensive troops. And you can push in and do some damage if your control with expensive infantry is good enough. My control with infantry is freaking awful. So I try not to rely on that as my tactic. That's my weakness. I've identified my weakness. I'm not going to play to my weakness. Screw that. And yet again, I find this is quite common when I play, but I usually end up having to get more artillery than needed. Unless I'm playing with a sort of team, then you don't actually need that much artillery, because 1 or 2 bits of artillery can provide support over the entire map. Whereas if you're playing in a sort of random environment, friendlies don't tend to give you that sort of artillery support on big targets. So right now, like, that land mattress would be an awesome target for our artillery, and I'm sure we've got more artillery on the field, I'm just not looking there. But if they could just bring over that 1 bit of artillery, fire on that land mattress when it fires, then you've just taken care of that, and then they can go to the opposite side of the map and then take care of another land mattress or something. But, you know, in random teams you have to have your sort of own artillery, so I end up having more artillery than needed, eating up my CP, so I have less units to play with. But I do feel like my Hummel will take out their land mattress, it will take out their 3.7 inch, it will take out their 225 pounders or the other one. So for me that's a good buy. I just have to make sure it doesn't get return fire by artillery. It has much longer range than the Nebel. For me it sounds like a good buy, and I'm at least holding my side, I'm at least giving my opponent something to think about. You know, we do have more points than the enemy at the moment, so again, all good. I may not be winning on my side, but we are winning the game overall, and that's probably the best thing you can take away from this game at the moment. You don't have to win your side to win the game, you just have to keep them busy, you know, if your other team is doing well. I suppose the second point is to, you know, not drive your tanks needlessly into the enemy without infantry support, because that is going to get blown up by my Panzer Shreks, bro. Oh yeah. My poor Hummel is taking a blasting, so I moved that out of the way. I was bringing a 222, I forgot I'd bring that in. And I'm so persistent to drive it down this pathway, but it just ain't happening. Really, why is this curb preventing me from destroying the enemy and supporting in such inconvenient places? I don't know, but I'm wasting so much time there. That 222 could have been blasted into space. So I decide that's enough of attempting that. It's time to pull that out of the way and bring in some infantry and bring out my half-track, because that's way too far up. And you can hear that damn 3.7 inch spinning in the background, rotating its gun. So I have quite a lot of problems on my side. I still haven't taken care of the 3.7 inch. I still have a universal carrier to prevent my infantry from easily moving up in that area, since my infantry can't really do anything about that unless I bring in a Panzerfaust or Shrek or something like that. A hell of a lot of gunfire here as well. Centurion in a... honestly, I don't give a crap about that Centurion at the moment. I'm doing a Nebel shot here, and it's kind of a risky shot because there's buildings in the way, and I can't really see if that's effective. But if you check on the left-hand side of the screen, look at the casualties. I killed an absolute tremendous load of infantry there. I got very lucky indeed. And hopefully I've taken out some of the building as well, so I can get some more sight there. It doesn't look like it did, but, you know, honestly, why didn't it? I don't know. So, taking care of the machine gun on that half-track. I say taking care of it. I'm not, like, polishing it, I'm just taking it. I don't know why I added taking care of it. Just going with the flow, why not? That machine gun's going to be awesome. You can see the land mattress returning fire, but where is it returning fire? I thought it was on my Nebel, but no. I got very lucky and it's on my infantry. I would much rather lose my infantry than my Nebel. I don't remember moving my 222 here, but whatever, it caught a few guys off guard. Why the hell not? More infantry is kind of needed at the moment. You can see on the map, it's just dotted around everywhere. I'm bringing up the guys from all the way at the back of my lines now. Getting them to move in. Getting my Nebelwerfer ready to fire a shot. contemplating what the hell I should buy. I should definitely buy infantry. I do hope I buy infantry. God damn it, please. Yeah, I buy a machine gunner. That's a good choice. Stick it behind the wall. It should cover the center. At least make it very difficult for enemy infantry to approach the center. My mortar is not operational. I have to repair that. Don't know how long that was unoperational for, but no matter. I've noticed now, and it is being repaired. That will give some good cover to that left central flag position. And oh my god, a Daimler there. I don't know what's going on. But there is more infantry here, and I have more Nebelwerfer shots, so this is going to inflict a lot of pain again. That first rocket was like really early, and then, oh god. Oh, my teammate's running in, and he's dying as well. Only one Volksturm there. He is the sole survivor of that left center flag. He should be known as a hero until he dies. Again, Hummel firing on their 25-pounders. Because that's why it was brought into the field, and if it doesn't do that job, then what the frickin' use was it in the first place? Centurion again, not at all concerned. It is in such a whack position. I just don't need to be fussed about it. I do try and get my Hummel sort of so it can take care of the 25-pounder and maybe get a few shots off on the Centurion, increasing my chance of hitting something at the very least. I don't know what my enemy is playing at. Never put two high priority targets right next to each other. Always a bad idea because you're just increasing the chance that you lose both of your things instead of just one. And again, you can see my Panzer Shrek or Panzerfaust placement. No, Panzer Shrek hiding here, bring it out, direct control whilst prone. Fires into it, not a problem. Again, always have Panzer Shreks lying about, locking off enemy tanks approaching. Now I can bring in infantry. Since the vehicle has been destroyed, and I've still got my veteran sniper back here, it's almost got to the point in the game where you have to make use of what you have on the field rather than constantly rely on buying new things. So stuff like your Nebel and veteran snipers and the motorcycle and the supply truck. Oh god, screw what I just said. Have you guessed what my plan is yet? We're gonna watch this unravel right now. Centurion, dun 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 222. Oh my god, my motorcycle's doing some crazy flips in the air. But supply truck, you are the hero of the game. Dun 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 dun. Oh, the driver's dead. Oh no, but there is this infantry guy hanging around here. The Centurion takes a blast at the wagon. Take those Sturmtiger rounds, plant them down. You have done good, soldier. It is now the job of the artillery. Eat this, mother sucker. Dum dum dum. Improvised explosives, baby. I win. I win. I win. So yeah, going out of chaos mode, I win. I screwed the hell out of that Centurion. So that was the highlight of the game. You'll notice what I did there was bring in... I did actually plan this, but it didn't quite go to plan. I wanted to bring in the motorcycle. What would happen in my mind, in my visualization? Remember, you know, first you got to learn martial arts, and then you have to visualize what your opponent does. So I thought I'd bring in a motorcycle. What would happen is the Centurion would lock onto the motorcycle, would follow it around, and then I'd probably bring in the 222. And what would happen is the motorcycle gets blown up, and then it locks onto the 222, and it has to reload to fire the shot on that. And the 222 would be more effective against infantry, and it would fire at infantry, and the motorcycle would spot the infantry. And then the supply truck would go in and plant down the Sturmtiger rounds. The Sturmtiger rounds are the biggest explosion round artillery you can get in the game from the German Sturmtiger tank. That would plant its rounds right next to the Centurion, and then I would fire my Nebel or Hummel to activate, to detonate those charges, and awesome. You see, again, not thinking about winning the game in the most effective way, even though this probably was the most effective way to take out the Centurion. It was very cheap. But, you know, playing for fun. Get that in your head, guys. Just play for fun. Have some laughs. Do some crazy stuff. Record it. Show it on YouTube. Go mental. Why not? It's all good fun. We like to see stuff like that. So I guess we got to get back to this game and finish it off. Sniper covering that left-hand side. I did bring in my Panzer IV because I thought now, if I can just get rid of that 3.7 inch, then I have armor superiority on that left-hand side. All that's left is just infantry and artillery. My artillery will take out their artillery eventually when I can spot it. I bring in this Goliath. I bought this Goliath ages ago, you may have noticed. Originally, I was going to blow up these buildings here, so my infantry could get easier sight on that flag point. So no British and Commonwealth infantry can sort of hide behind that. I could easily see it and destroy them. But, you know, I just couldn't see a good time to go in there. And I didn't take out all the buildings, I took out a bit of the buildings, but, you know, I remembered it. I just thought, well, now I guess is the time to use it. I'll just take out the buildings now because, you know, why the hell not? I want to see an explosion. Didn't really think that one through too much, but going back to my Panzer IV, as long as I can take out that 3.7 inch with my artillery, this Panzer IV is going to dominate. It's just going to give me the kind of support weaponry I need to push up through these bushes. As long as my infantry spots what's in the bushes, what's in the craters, the Panzer IV can take it. I can move up, I can take the zone. Woohoo! We shall nail this zone. And there it is. There it is right now. I'm selecting my Hummel, getting some lock-on. Come on. This thing is so slow to lock on. That universal carrier is no match for my Panzer IV when it moves in. Just need to make sure that this damn 3.7 inches down, and then the glory of that capture zone is mine. It will so come true, I hope. The mortar's back in action. The guy doesn't instantly man it, he just sort of repairs it and then looks at it and, I don't know, what do I do, herp derp derp derp? But he picks it up and he can now give some good assistance on that central left flag point, as well as, you know, sort of the middle area. He's got some good coverage. Bringing my Nebel into range to get some better shots onto this, just this entire zone of Foley. So much places the infantry can be hiding right there. It is dangerous. I still have some assault infantry here. You can see I just have so little CP for infantry at the moment because I've got such big units on the field. Alright, the Panzer IV isn't that big, but it is eating up about 25 CP or something like that. My Hummel, you know, some of the same. My Nebel, again, the same. So we're looking at about 25, 30 CP, you know, maybe 40 at push that I can use for infantry. It's about 1 or 2 squads, 1.5 squads worth of infantry, and I don't have a lot of manpower. I can only really afford, you know, downwards of assault infantry. So I have to be really tactful with how I'm using this Panzer IV now. I don't want to lose it at all. But I am feeling relatively comfortable that the enemy has lost a lot of stuff. I can see a priest in the background as well. So a lot of artillery. I'm feeling very happy seeing a priest at the moment. Also, there's a Churchill Avra, which is like a big artillery unit. Very slow, very chunky. Very little range. I'm not too concerned about that, but I do forget what its capabilities are in this game. We should hopefully see it soon, I believe. And you'll see I'm not too aggressive with my Panzer IV in taking it out. And, you know, I suppose rightfully so, because an Avra will just decimate anything if it hits it. You know, direct on. But I couldn't remember if it had a main cannon or not, so I was like, oh, I don't want to get too close to that in case I lose my Panzer IV, and then I'll be totally boned. But I'm very happy with taking out the priest. I did take out the priest with the Panzer IV in a good shot, a direct control shot. 3.7 inch is down, but repairable. Got to be cautious of that. I contemplate buying flamethrowers infantry, but it's way too open now. No, you know, sort of cover for the flamethrower to hide behind and move in. A few infantry soldiers behind the wall shouldn't be too much for the Panzer IV to take care of. This ugly looking guy over there as well is giving some hassle on that left hand point. We do need to take that point. Currently, you know, no points are going up for anyone. The neutral zone in the center is what's screwing everyone over right now. But we do have 81 points. 81 points means 19 points to go till we win. And the enemy have almost 60, so we're feeling relatively comfortable, but you still have to play cautiously. Losing units this late in the game is a big deal. Stuff, you know, I've said it all before. So, go forth, my Volksturm. You have proved well in the early game for me, and by well I mean you've died a lot and absorbed lots of rockets. That's good enough for me. That's all I ask from my Volksturm. Just absorb the bullets and allow for other stuff to kill the enemy. Yes. That's great. Thinking about buying a 222, whatever for. I should probably repair that Crusader tank on the left-hand side. That would be kind of nice to have. There's that Churchill Avra. There's me moving away my Panzer IV. Don't want to get too close to that. Trying to get some good shots on the side of it. There's the Land Mattress still open to killing people. Damn that Land Mattress. Screw him. I wanted to kill him so early on. And oh my god. Here, did you see that tournament game where I said switch to HE shells, switch to HE shells? Oh my god, it's a rocket car. Why aren't you using HE shells? Well, here I am, showing you how it's done. Switching to HE shells, locking onto the frickin' dodge tank that's trying to take me out. No, you don't, mother. Oh, I kill a lot of crew there. It isn't a direct shot, but fortunately enough, this dodge isn't blowing me up right now, and now it's stopped. The infantry isn't driving it. And there we have it. That dodge is exploded. That was a close one. That was so freaking close. But you can see how HE shells really made the difference there. Because killing the infantry is just as good as disabling the freaking dodge. Someone's evidently ran out of HE shells for their artillery and now having to use smokes. So I'm not sure if that was me. I do buy a supply truck to rearm my Neville because I'm sure my Neville is running low on ammo as well, and I may as well bring it in and rearm the Hummel, get use of ammo, and then I have some Sturmtiger rounds to play with. I don't think I use them anyway, but okay, smoke is good. We can take that zone. We have the zone. Points are ticking up for us again, and I have neutralized that left-hand zone, so awesome for me. I did my job neutralizing points. I say this all the time. It's just as good as capping the zone. And there's the awesome spectacle of me rearming my Hummel and my Nebel. You can't get better visuals than that. And actually, I didn't know, when I started this game, I didn't actually know you could just rearm straight from the truck. I was painfully getting my infantry to take out the rounds of the out of the truck. And you can only have like one rocket in a stack for infantry, and I was just loading it manually into like the Nebel, and it's like, oh god, this is just painful. Have you ever had like a friend round and they're doing something on a game and it just looks so freaking painful to watch because it's so stupid, and you're just like, mate, just get out the way, please let me do it. I can't bear to watch you arm this Nebel one by one. Oh my god. Oh, moments like that are just cringe-worthy, and you just want to disown your friends. So many craters! That's exactly what I expect when playing against the British, because I do believe they kind of, their strength is artillery. They can get 2 25-pounders out instantly on the field. Good response to a lot of infantry for 6 CP. No, HP in fact. Have I been saying CP all this time? Oh my god, I'm such a noob! Oh, of course, it's hero points, not CP. CP is command points. That's the amount of infantry you're allowed to have on the field at one time. And I always feel like 100's too little. I wish 180 was the standard, but I can understand how this would kind of screw up the balance of the game when you can have a King Tiger out and a lot of infantry. But then again, I always think, well, you can have a lot of infantry out for that. If you're like Americans or Japanese, you could really push very heavily at the start of the game and you won't have to worry about a population cap. So maybe it would even itself out. Maybe I need to do some games with 180 CP and just see how that plays out. I would like to experiment. Now I think I also want to do some more Day of Victory game modes, but you have to buy all the DLCs for that. Trying to find a good amount of people with all the DLCs is kind of hard work. So I would have preferred to do my tournament Day of Victory mode as well. Forcing 2 players onto 1 victory point is just, I find it more interesting than 2 players, splitting up and doing a 1v1. But I think the tournament's turned out pretty well. The games we've seen so far, there've been some definitely interesting games, worthwhile watching. But when people don't play their games, god damn it, it's annoying. But there's still some good games to see, I believe. It's just a matter of getting the players to play their stupid games. But I'm sure there I'm pronouncing that double E. Don't know why I did that. The enemy is getting desperate, trying to drive their supply trucks into infantry. that is about as desperate as you can get. A lot of infantry here as well, not a problem for a Hummel to take care of, hopefully. Again, scatter your troops, don't allow enemy artillery to get an easy shot of you, it's just a waste of infantry. I continue pushing up on this left hand side, and we've got another dodge trying to approach. I do lose my Panzer IV, I don't know if it was to the dodge or not, I'm not sure. But no matter, I think the Panzer IV has done a good enough job as it is. My infantry can move in. There's not a lot contesting this, just infantry basically. So as long as my infantry play is better than my enemies, I should be able to take the zone once again. But not that that matters, because we have more capture zones than enough. The game is about to end. I'm about to win. Who is ringing me? Oh god. I don't know if you can hear the phone, but it's no doubt someone trying to sell me some really bad crap again. Ah, 8 people who call the phone. This is exactly why we have mobile phones, so people can call us then. Yeah. Chances are, if someone calls me on my mobile, it's going to be me that picks up. Whereas if someone calls the house phone, it's, you know, not for me. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that game. No highlights for this one. But it has been a very long game and my voice is killing me. I'm going to drink some orange juice. I'm going to eat some Maryland cookies. Thank you for watching. I'm Inuki. See you next time.